Let's talk about something that can cost you a quarter of your retirement savings just because of one little mistake with a date. I'm talking about the Simple IRA 2-year rule. It's this sneaky little tripwire that a ton of people fall over, and it can cost them thousands. But by the end of this, you're going to know the one date that truly matters and exactly how to use it to protect your money. Okay, let's get into it.
Oh, that email. Can we roll today? Right? We've all been there. You're changing jobs, you've got this old account, you just want to clean things up and get it all consolidated. You've got this pile of paperwork, maybe a date you scribbled down from HR, and you just want it handled. That feeling of urgency? Totally normal, but it can also be a really expensive trap.
And this number, this is the reason we're talking, a 25% additional tax. And let me be clear, that's on top of your regular income taxes. So a quarter of your money can just disappear, vanish, all for moving it to the wrong account one day too soon. But here's the thing, it is 100% avoidable.
So how on earth does a mistake this huge even happen? You'd be surprised. It almost always starts with something completely innocent, something as simple as, a Post-it note. You jot down a date, you stick it on your monitor, you think you're all set, and then, bam! A nasty surprise from the IRS shows up months later.
Okay, so look at this. You've got 3 different dates. The Post-it says July 1st. The account was technically opened on June 25th. But the money, your actual money, didn't even show up until July 5th. So which one is it? This is exactly where people get tripped up, and picking the wrong one is a very, very expensive guess.
All right, so after all that confusion, let's just cut through the noise. What is the one single date that actually matters? This is it. This is the key that unlocks this whole thing and puts you back in the driver's seat.
Here it is. The IRS calls it first participation. It sounds kind of formal, but it means one simple thing. The date your very first dollar was actually deposited into your Simple IRA. That's it. Not when you were hired, not when you signed the forms. It's the day the money landed. That is the only date that starts the 2-year clock.
So just to be crystal clear, let's burn this into our brains. Your hire date? Doesn't matter. The date on the account application? Irrelevant. The date your company adopted the plan? Nope. The only thing that matters is that first deposit date. That is your North Star for this whole process.
Okay, so you've got your date. Now what? This is where we go from theory to practice. Let's walk through your decision guide so you know exactly what your options are and, more importantly, when you can use them.
Think of it like this. Day 0 is when that first deposit hits your account. For the next 2 years, you're in this, let's call it a restricted period. Your moves are very limited. But the moment you hit that 2-year anniversary, the doors swing wide open. You have the freedom to roll that money pretty much wherever you want.
And this table right here, this is your cheat sheet. Look at the top section. If you are under 24 months, you have one safe, tax-free option, moving the money to another Simple IRA. That's it. Try to move it to a traditional IRA or a 401k. You see that? Big penalty risk. But once you're past 24 months, the world is your oyster. Traditional IRA, 401k, even a Roth conversion, it's all on the table.
So why the huge penalty? It really comes down to how the IRS defines the move. If you move the money too early to a non-simple account, they don't see it as a rollover. They see it as a distribution. Basically, they assume you're just taking the money out to spend it. And anytime you take money out of a retirement account early, well, you're going to pay taxes and penalties.
And let's put some real numbers on this, because it's just staggering. Let's say you make an early move with $10,000. You could end up paying $2,200 in income tax, another $2,500 for that penalty, and you're left with just over half of what you started with. It's a devastating financial hit for a totally avoidable mistake.
So you get the rule, you see the stakes. But what if the financial company you're working with is being difficult? What if they're confused about the date? You don't have to argue with them. You prove it. Here's exactly how.
This is your foolproof 5-minute plan. Seriously, it's that easy. Step 1, go into your online account and find the PDF of your very first statement showing that first deposit. Step 2, send a quick, polite email to your custodian asking for a signed letter that confirms your first contribution date. Step 3, put those 2 documents together. Boom, you have an undeniable proof packet. Debate over.
And here's a pro tip for you. When you're ready to submit your rollover paperwork, send everything in one clean package. Your proof packet, the forms from the new company, all of it. It just shows the back office team that you know what you're doing, and it makes their job a whole lot easier, which means you get approved way faster.
All right, you have officially mastered the basics. You know how to protect your money from that big penalty. Now, let's level up. Because knowing your 2-year date isn't just about playing defense, it's about unlocking smarter, more strategic financial moves.
So when that 2-year anniversary finally comes around and you're ready to go, what is the absolute safest, most foolproof way to actually move the money? There's one method that stands head and shoulders above the rest.
The answer is a direct transfer, sometimes called a trustee-to-trustee transfer. It just means the money goes straight from the old institution to the new one. It never even hits your personal checking account. It's just cleaner, and it helps you completely avoid a whole other can of worms called the one rollover per year rule. Trust me, you want no part of that.
And check this out. This is where this knowledge gets really powerful. For those of you leaving a job when you're between 55 and 59 and a half, knowing your date lets you strategically roll into a new 401k to potentially tap into something called the Rule of 55 for penalty-free access. Or you can time a Roth conversion for the week after your anniversary to better manage your tax bracket for the year. See, this one date opens up a whole world of planning opportunities.
So let's wrap this all up with your simple 3-step action plan. Here's what I want you to do. 1. Find that first deposit date. Go look for it, circle it. 2. Open your calendar app right now and set a reminder for your 2-year anniversary. Call it your Roll Anywhere Day. And 3. Go ahead and email your custodian now to get that proof letter. That way it's just sitting in your inbox ready for when you need it.
At the end of the day, your retirement is built on concrete dates, not fuzzy memories. It's just too important to leave to chance. So now you know what to look for. The only question left is, do you know the one date that's going to define your next big money move? Go find it.